Hello, everyone. Host AJ Garcia, real estate investor, coach, and mentor here. Sunday coaching series every Sunday at 8 p.m. This evening, we got shopping for material for a mobile home. That's a good one actually. Now, I did not have as many requests as I thought I would. On Wednesdays we typically go ahead and post the topic for that following Sunday, what we're going to be talking about. Kind of give you heads up. We used to just kind of pick the topic and went with it. Last weekend was Q&A. Very good. I like that one. I hope we have another one pretty soon. Q&A. So definitely start sending the questions in. We got Monica, the GMHU sales agent, on here. You can send the questions directly to her. And of course, any questions that come directly to her. Let me see here. Okay, a couple of people are trying to get into the call. So hang on, bear with me. They're texting me. Let me in. There we go. There we go. Okay. Send the questions in. As soon as we have 25, 30 questions, at that point, that's when we'll put a Q&A together. And of course, we try to answer them back to back. I like those fire, asking fire. Those are good. Yeah, that's the way. If I was getting coached, I love hearing my coach talk, but just give me what I need so I can go and be successful, that kind of thing. So okay, Monica will have some announcements for you in the end. Of course, some coaching stuff that we have coming up, but let's get started. So buying material for a mobile home, that is definitely a big one, because when you think about investing in a mobile home, the biggest expense are buying material. You buy material, you invest in the labor, the rehab, and then in the mobile home. So think about it like a pie. Okay, if you were to put it in a pie, what's the biggest expense? Every investment is different. Keep that in mind. No investment is the same. No investment numbers are equal. But if I was thinking about it, the mobile home in itself should not be the biggest investment. Now, if you were talking real estate, that would be a little different. Obviously, if the material, the labor is greater than the actual home itself, then you got a problem. But this is not real estate. So we're going to get into that. And I'm going to show you how to shop for here in a few minutes as well. Now, I am in a different office, so I don't have screens all around me. I'm working off one laptop. Not used to that. Then got spoiled, I guess. Okay. You buy every piece of material as a wholesale and not a retail. Okay. Keep that in mind. Now, here's where immediate questions start coming in. Okay. Well, are we just buying cheap material? Are we buying broken material? No and no. That's not what you're trying to do. You're trying to keep in mind always, you buy mobile homes. You are selling and providing affordability housing, right? So as long as you keep that in mind, you are making every type of investment. It doesn't matter which one it is, okay, with a mobile home, presentable and livable. A lot of investors try to rehab a mobile home like it's for them. You got to get your heart out of it. You got to keep your mind into it. You got to keep your numbers, ROIs. Think about it this way. If I do this additional, okay, additional. Now, I'm not saying if it needs it, don't do it, okay? Any type of rehab that it needs, do it, okay? Presentable and livable. Keep that in mind. Presentable and livable, okay? If it needs something like you have some soft flooring and, well, I kind of already went over my budget, well, that's your problem. You obviously didn't budget well, or something went, you overspent somewhere else, and where you should have put the money, you didn't. So if you have soft floors, they're not going to get better over time. So you have to replace those. So keep that in mind. That's something that you would need over something that I want to get a prettier cabinet or a prettier countertop. Okay, that you got your heart in it again. You don't need a prettier countertop. If I put the prettier countertop on it, is it going to give me better numbers, a higher ROI? Odds are probably not. But if it does, then go for it. Get it. It usually doesn't. Okay. Home improvement and Lowe's. We're going to talk about those. Home improvement and Lowe's. And I like them. I like them both. And I like any other home improvement store. Depends on where you're at. I know different county, cities. You got different little stores that you can shop for. All the above is fine. We'll leave those for in the end, and how you can shop there and still save money. That is not your first resort, however. That's not where you go in and you start shopping. Okay. Pay attention to the comments as well on here. I know we have Monica and some advertisements that come on here. So think off market and discount when you're shopping for mobile homes. Okay. And if you're coming from real estate, yes, this is a big change for you. Okay. Big change for you. Something you're just going to have to adjust to. But then again, the way that you shop for homes, you're still always looking for that better deal. So in the same, you work on. Now, we get a lot of material from rehabs that are done from houses, from stick built. And again, I'm going to show you here in a few minutes how I would shop. I don't shop directly on here. We have contractors now. I have a crew right now that stands out from all of them. There's a lot of good crews all around. We keep them, obviously, if they're good. But there's one crew in specific that I think that's all she does all day. Compares prices. So, hey, it works out for us. So Let me see. Common sense. And I made a few notes. Again, I'm in a different office, so it's a little offsetting, but common sense. Keep in mind, if you have to drive 30 miles to go get a toilet that's $80 and you can go down the street to get one for 90, you probably should just go ahead and go get the one for 90 down the street. If you do get a used toilet, and I'm only using this example because I've actually seen somebody do this. They went off and got an $80 toilet. By the time you get a wax ring, which goes over it, and all the guts, as some contractors will call it, inside the toilet, what did it put you at? $110, $120? Again, you could have just got a $90 one brand new at the local Home Depot. You would have been fine. So common sense, you got to use that common sense. Okay. I know we have one individual in here. I'm going to bring him on here in a few minutes as well. And he is specializing on a different type of material, but biggest key also is familiarize yourself with the prices. When I first got started, I spent a lot of weekends at Home Depot and Lowe's. And I simply wanted to know what the cost of what a door was, flooring was, paint was, everything, any and everything that I was going to use in a mobile home sooner or later. Again, no investment is the same. So if one needs flooring, the other one may not. That's fine. But I wanted to know what the prices were of what the most expensive thing I could buy. And of course, then try to beat those numbers. Okay. If you can get carpet at Home Depot for one bedroom, let's just say $100. And if I can get it somewhere else for $25, then obviously you see where you can save on that. Everything you do and the way you spend for a mobile home, the way you invest, is going to have to be affordable. You have to keep those numbers low. And this is why I say repeatedly, you need a team. You yourself, if you're getting started, then it's one thing. But if you're doing this repeatedly, investment after investment and mobile home after mobile home, you should have a team, one person that dedicates himself to just shopping, browsing. When I first started, I ended up with 10 rentals my first year. No, I don't do rentals anymore. And in between two of my rentals, I had a little storage, a little shed. Okay, it wasn't part of the home. It was just part of what it was there in one lot. And it actually came from the home when I bought it. But I thought, well, what if I can start storing stuff in here that I will need? Of course, at the time I was thinking, let me get more rentals in this one specific mobile home park that I invested. And I did not. I ended up flipping those. But what I ended up doing was storing paint. And paint does expire, by the way. Wonder how I know that. Flooring, AC units, a lot of these window units, and that's a whole nother call, by the way, we can have. But any and every piece of material that we could use, I started storing in here so that when something would break or something would need to be fixed or rehab, I had somewhere to get it. In the same way, you all too should start shopping. A lot of you wait until you need the material before, okay, now I have to go shopping for this and that. Delays can cost you money. Because remember, if you're holding on to a property, a mobile home, every day that you don't sell it or rent it out, whatever it is, the exit strategy that you have, it's just that much more that it costs you. Okay. So the point is to get in, get out. And if you hear these videos, if you've been taking my coaching, you know that it should not take you more than about 3 or 4 weeks to rehab a mobile home. 3 or 4 weeks, that's a full month. Okay. That means more something that needs to be gutted in a sense, to a certain extent. Mobile homes, the beauty of is they can be rehabbed very quickly if you have the right type of crew. Okay, the crew that shows up every day and does what they're supposed to. Because think about it, some of these mobile homes that we get in, you have soft floors, you got some walls to be painted, maybe the ceiling needs to be redone, painted again. Maybe the roof also needs to be touched up. Okay, you're talking about a week at tops. So a lot of these contractors, then there's a whole other key to that. If a contractor selling is going to take 2-3 months, that's not the crew you should be hiring. Okay. Biggest mistake I see with mobile home investors is definitely overspending. When I go to these local RIAs and even some of these Zooms that I have, and I'll start showing some of these investments and the numbers that I have broken down to, I hear the same thing over and over, especially from real estate investors, is I can't get the numbers like that. There's no way. Well, same response to all of them is you can't, I can't. And it's all how you shop for material. Again, you need a group, but it's how you shop and how you invest in all the above. Okay. So let's talk about where you should shop for some of these mobile homes, okay, or all the mobile homes. Where is it that we go to? Off market, Craigslist, Let Go, Classified, OfferUp, Facebook Market, and even more, start posting your ads. A lot of you simply spend hours and hours on there and I can't find a toilet. I can't find a cabinet. I can't find this. I can't find that. Well, have you actually advertised for it? Hey, we're rehabbing a couple mobile homes, 2, 3, whatever you want to list. We're rehabbing a mobile home and we're looking for some cabinets. Is anyone selling? Do you know how many people are getting their homes renovated, upgraded, whatever it is that may be? Okay, stick built. And contractors leave all kinds of material behind. And of course, once they're gone, they're gone. They can't get them back over there. Maybe it was an insurance upgrade, whatever it may be. So then these homeowners are stuck with all these cabinets or whatever in their garage. Now they don't feel too safe or too crazy about posting in and everything on some of these sites that I just listed you. Let's be real. Some of these sites here, they don't have the best rep out there. So a lot of people are a little weird, oh, spam, scam, whatever it may be. So they kind of did just deal with it. Well, maybe we'll get rid of them later. So when they see an ad posted like this, you're rehabbing, you're trying to get some cabinets. To them, it's if you come and get them, that's a win to them. And that's a win to you because you got free cabinets. You see what I'm saying? So don't always be so quick to just go browse the market and spend hours trying to find a piece of material that you may need when you should be posting for that specific. I need a couple toilets. I need some cabinets. I need a countertop. I need this, that, etc. And people will blow your DM if it's on Facebook or your email, wherever it is that you post. And those are just a few that I list: the Craigslist, Let Go, Classified, Offer, Facebook Marketplace. That's what I use. People tell me all the time, well, I can't believe you're not using this or that. I can't keep up with all the above. I don't need them at this time. What I'm doing works. If you know of other sites, especially if they're free and you can advertise and or get cheap material, whatever it is that you're looking for, do it, get it. Beautiful thing about social media is that it's free. You don't even have to go out and try to do a whole lot of things. Okay. Let's see. All right. I'm about to share my screen here. I'll get to the comments. If you have any questions, drop them on the comments below. But I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. I want to show you. All right. Bear with me. Like I said, I am working off a different office, so I don't have my spoil screens everywhere. I can just look around the room. So there we go. There we go. Give it a second, make sure it loads up. So I was actually browsing a little bit here for on Craigslist. Good old Craigslist still works. Yes. Is there still spam and scam going on over there? Better believe it. Just deal with it. All right. So I'm not going to show you how to use Craigslist. I'm going to show you how to shop in Craigslist. Okay. I'm sure some of you know how to use Craigslist better than I do. That's plenty fine. Okay. And this is similar to as what you would do in Let Go, Classified, Offer, etc. All right, so go to pick a city. Always, try to pick a city, state, obviously closest to you. That's where you're going. Now, of course, limited, you're very limited with Craigslist, unlike Facebook, where if Facebook has a city, county right next door to you or all around you. That's not the case in Craigslist, and that's why it's not our #1 source. But again, it still works. So a few areas that you can shop for. Now, you can search directly on search Craigslist. I don't like to post it there because I think it starts to branch out to different cities and it doesn't give you specific, and a lot of the new material, more so like advertisements, start popping up. Unfortunately, Craigslist is starting to get a lot of these store advertisements and then these bigger warehouse kind of stuff. You're back to retail. That's not what we're trying to buy. Okay. So the best one that I've used is either garage sale or household. So let's go to garage sales. This is where I was at. No, I think I was in household. I want to make sure. Yes, so go to household, okay? And again, try a few different things. There's some even under for sale under home. You can find some deals there as well. So, but in here, this is what we're looking for. So, okay, pay attention. If you go to Home Depot and you find, let's say, a vanity that you need, or a cabinet that you need for the counter. And this, we had to do this to the previous mobile home that we just invested in. It had no kitchen. Somebody had took the cabinets, the sink, everything. It was basically just an open room. So we had to redo the entire cabinet section. That can get costly. If you go to Home Depot and simply ask, so I need a whole kitchen sink and a countertop and all the above, you're climbing up there. You're going to rack quick $1,000 easily on just putting the kitchen back together. If the budget allows for it, then you're plenty fine. Well, let's see this one here, for instance. Okay, so you have a cabinet vanity combo. Okay, and of course, I would make phone calls before I go out there, make sure it's available, make sure they can hold it for you. I shouldn't have to tell you, but no, do not send Cash App, PayPal, or money until you pick it up. Come on, that's just okay. So have a vanity cabinet combo style, 39 inches wide, espresso color, good condition. And show contact information. Let's see, a lot of people put their number, some people do not, so you have to email them. Yes, the unfortunate is there is still scam on here, so you have to be worried about your what you're doing here, and it's not allowing me to click on that. There it is. So it does give you the phone number on here. So I would want to know where it is specific. It says Marietta. And again, keep in mind, use common sense. Are you going to drive 1, 2, 3 hours to pick up something like this? May still be a deal. I'm not sure. But here you go. You have something like this. So the biggest thing on here is I want to pay attention to make sure that it's not all cracked up, busted, etc. Right? And of course, if you do take the drive, you can always still inspect it then. But again, you're wasting time. And I'm just looking at a couple. I want to look at some different things. So here we have a kitchen island. All right. So this is not something we would technically use. Okay. I mean, this is more like a, I guess, luxury in a sense considered. That's not something you're going to place hard somewhere. And a lot of times you have some discounted stores I've seen. I know in where we're located, we have a couple and they sell stuff, you know, if they have it at a discount. If you buy X amount of material, again, you get even a larger discount. And think, you know, when you do investment, I say there's no investment the same. They're not equal to in numbers, etc. But it does not mean that you're not going to need the material sooner or later. So try to always buy in bulk and always do the same project over and over. I learned this early on with my real estate coaching. You know, if you do, a lot of you artists out there, that's plenty fine. But if you do each and every individual mobile home differently, you're adding expenses that you do not need. If you buy in bulks, gallons after gallons of paint and flooring and cabinets and whatever you may need, sooner or later, you're going to use them. Okay. Now think about it. Let's say your goal is to have 20 RTOs, right? 20 rentals. It doesn't matter. Is it likely that you may get 1 or 2 back sooner or later? Yes. So if you're still using the same type of paint, the same type of flooring, is it not easy to take the material you have from one or remaining from one of them and go back and redo that one? You see what I'm saying? You're saving money ahead. And again, what is left over from one of them, you carry it to the next one and the next one, and it keeps on checking out. Okay. So avoid getting too artistic with some of these. And remember, you're providing affordability housing. So let's look for something else. Let's look for paint real quick. Paint does expire. Let me go ahead and point that out. Paint expires. So if you're going to go into somebody's garage like something like this, I'm not saying it is, okay? But me personally, I wouldn't buy these little bitty cans here, not unless it's for something small that I may need, okay? I want the 5-gallon buckets. I want the bigger, the better, the bulk, if you will. But I want to pay attention to the expired. And I will ask them, what is the expired date on this? I did not know paint's expired until I opened a can once upon a time, and it smelled like it was expired. I'll leave it at that, okay? And yes, so just make sure you're not buying expired paint. That's no good. Last one, flooring. And I was looking at a different site. Here we go. So here you got something, you know, this is very nice flooring. I typically don't use these pieces put together. They are awesome, to say the least. They're awesome. And they're, somebody called these once upon a time, what did they say? Resident or tenant approved. So they called this something, but bottom line is they're very durable. So they do check out. And if you buy this at Home Depot or Lowe's, you are not going to get a good price on it. You're going to go over budget. So somebody like here, let's see, very good flooring, water and pet proof. I have 3,000 square feet. Price is $1.50 square foot. Buy as much as little. Okay. And they want to meet at Kroger. Okay. Smart on their part, I suppose. Okay. So now when you think about a mobile home like this, you know, you think square footage. We don't measure mobile homes in square footage. Everything is a multiply by. So like a single wide, you may have 12 by 60, 14 by 70, 16 by 80. That's the biggest one. And then you get into double wides. So all you have to do is multiply 16 by 80. And what does that give you? Is that enough as to what you're going to need? So just keep that in mind as well. But here would be something, again, that you can get at a discount. And again, the same thing I'm doing on here, you do on all the other sites, Classified, Letgo, Offer, and then the best site of all, Facebook. Why do I like Facebook the most? Well, you can see who you're talking to, for one. That's always a plus. Yes, there is a lot of scam, a lot of spam going out there, but on Facebook, and I don't see as much on there as also. And again, it's because I think, you know, you can go to their profile. Some people may call that creeping. I call that doing your homework. I want to see who I'm talking to, and I want to see who I'm dealing with. So when I do meet these people, I kind of want to put 2 and 2 together, if you will. So, but this is just an idea I'm giving you. And again, you know, have a budget. You have to have a budget pre-hand going into the investment and know where your numbers are at. Can we go over? What is that extra little money for the, oh my gosh, kind of moments? A lot of you forget that. You budget a mobile home almost to perfection. You did not include what if there was an extra pipe and broken? What if some extra flooring was damaged? one of those walls over there in one of those bedrooms is all kind of flimsy, it looks kind of wet, maybe there was some damage, is it likely there may be some mold behind it? I don't know. Maybe we've stumbled upon some of those. We start taking that wall apart to just see what's going on back there, and it is mold everywhere. You have to account for that, or where does that put you in your budget? So just keep that in mind. But I'm not going to show you anything else on here. I mean, it's all similar to, you go in here and search, and like I said, there's a few places you can get in here: garage sale, free, garden, household. I've used all these. Some of them, even sometimes you can go in here, real estate for sale. Some people post it on there as well. You just have to search and browse, but you'll get better at using this. But if I were to say the number one social media site, stick to Facebook first. Craigslist definitely number two. And Craigslist, I've gotten some phenomenal deals on here. So, and also you can post on here yourself. There we go. What we lost the individual that was on here. So we do have a JV partner investor who is also currently wholesaling a lot of material. He's getting bigger on too. If he would have been on here, I would get him to speak, but I think he dropped. So, but okay. Any questions? Let me go to the chat box. Martha, good evening. Phil, as always, sir, good evening. So Monica, our GMHU sales student, we have her on here. She's a little bit under the weather, so she's going to try to talk in a few minutes. But when looking at you, starting my home instead of real estate, get on my own, but every home compounding is like 80K. Price, okay, and up, and what's your advice? Thanks about. Okay, well, I did get a message that's direct, so I'm always a little, careful on how to answer those, because if it's direct, I may think you want privacy. But for the individual that sent me the looking for mobile homes instead of real estate, or trying to transform into mobile home investor, welcome. We welcome you first and all. 80K, it better have a whole lot of land with it, or you better be in New York or California. So if it is just a mobile home, I don't want no part of it. I don't care if it is in California. Okay, so send me an email if you would, or send Monica an email. We have a ton of deals coming up, and a bunch of them. You definitely want to join us on Tuesday coming, where we pitch deals. And I mean, we got some deals as low as 1,500, so you can't go wrong there. But definitely, we'll keep that in mind. Monica, okay. Good deal. Okay. Any questions on material? Any questions on any home investing at this time? All right, I have a couple more things, but first, Monica, did you come back on?
I'm back on. Yes, I am.
Okay, Monica, if you want to talk about the shadow that we have, the lesson for the year.
Yes. So I would like to really push this, because it's gonna be so amazing talking to Mr. Garcia. He's gonna have a lot of great people that want to come and speak. They're gonna train you and teach you a whole bunch of things. You need to be there. It's gonna be November the 6th in Dublin, Georgia. Again, I always give myself that as not to brag or anything, just to kind of tell everybody that no excuses for this event. Again, I drove 17 hours with my family, and I really enjoyed those 5 hours that I was there with Mr. Garcia. I got to meet great investors, people that think like me. It's very amazing experience to know, to watch, face to face, what it is to talk to similar people, and also to see the ins and outs of the mobile home business. Once I got there, it really changed my mind and the way I think about mobile homes. A lot of people get a little intimidated. They're a little bit afraid of the unknown. But if you want to really take that leap of faith and go, I will highly suggest for you to go. Ask questions to the contractors, to the mobile home managers, park managers. You once you get there and you ask these questions, you're not gonna regret it. So it's well worth your time, especially your money, because it's very inexpensive for having all these great people talking to you and showing you the ins and outs of the business, especially Mr. Garcia, that he has the experience, the knowledge, and the passion to teach you. So I highly suggest you guys to come, call me. I'm gonna put my phone number in the chat, my email. don't hesitate to go. If you've been there one time, go a second time. If you've been there a second time, go a third time. I guarantee that you're gonna learn, every time you go, you're gonna learn something new. And this time around, I know Mr. Garcia is planning something more different, and it's just gonna be fun. So let me go ahead and put my phone number here. Any questions that you might have, please feel free to call me or reach out to me via email. And any questions that you might have, go ahead and shoot me an email, call me, and I'll be happy to answer anything that you have, any questions.
Absolutely. Thank you, Monica. So, a lot of you who have joined the shadow event, that's just an all around, just hands-on. Stop talking about it and show me how to get it done kind of thing. We have the last one, unfortunately, for the year before 2022. Got a lot of things to set up, and 2022 is going to be huge for us. A lot of traveling, a lot of these events. But for a while before COVID, the goal was to make it a 2-day event. First day was an all-day event in a classroom setting, much like a conference in a hotel per se. Learn back-to-back step. And then the second day was more so go out in the field. Let's show you in and out of mobile homes and show you what a pre-mobile home looks like, mid, during rehab, and post-rehab, along with talking to park manager, park owners, etc. COVID shut us down before we could even get started, so we have been able to kind of do it, to the most of what we had expected. But definitely 2022 is going to come around. But the end of this year, which is November 6th, a Saturday at 9 in the morning, we're going to do it as closest to that as possible. And a lot of the people that are already signing up to come and speak at some of these events, is going to be great, that much more. It's all about feeding you as much information as possible in one sit. Again, you can learn a lot behind the screen, behind the book, but it's when you get out in front and you start seeing it, it's a little bit differently. So far for this one in Dublin, we have a gentleman who is great, and I'll be taking notes on this as well. He's going to teach you about ROIs, Roth IRAs, 401ks, retirement plans, all kinds of stuff that you can use on and on towards mobile home investing, almost like borrowing from yourself. We do some of that already, but I'm sure, again, him being an expert at what he is, he's going to be able to teach you that much more. Mobile homes require insurance. A lot of people don't realize that you do. A lot of people don't insure their mobile homes, and it's not about insuring your mobile home. It's about insuring your assets, because that's what it is. It's an investment as an asset, and you have to protect it. So there is a lady that's going to be there as well speaking insurance, and she's also an agent and partial owner of the business. So she will be highly talking about this and why you need it. Very beneficial. Along with that, we have another individual who's going to be talking about how to create your LLC or your corp, your business, how to start that up. Also huge. I can't answer that for you because I'm not an attorney. Can I give you a little bit of advice on that? He's not an attorney, but he does it. So he'll figure it out for you. And then, of course, we take you out in the field. We'll be there at the same park that same day. We'll take you in and out of mobile homes. We'll show you breakdown of what we look for, what I look for when I walk up to a mobile home, and how to break the numbers. That's the biggest thing. Things that I would do to a rehab to make it beautiful, livable, presentable again, right? And all in all, getting all your questions answered. Park managers, park owners will be at this event, along with a handyman and contractor who can answer you a lot of these. How do you fix this? How do you do this? And that kind of thing. And the network. Biggest thing. You're around like-minded people. You're around the same type of people that are like you, going after the same thing. Some more successful, some barely getting started. It does not matter. You're there and you get the network. So definitely check it out. Get with Monica on that. That is the last one for the year. I hate it, but it is what it is. We'll start strong in 2022, but we'll finish even stronger. November 6th, 9 a.m. So definitely check it out. But all right.
One more thing, Ms. Garcia. The seats are limited. So, I know that you only do a little bit of a small group of people. So just make sure that you know that to call me and reserve, because once we already have the 15 to 18 people, that's going to close down, and we almost there. So just to let you know.
Thank you. Okay. Well, see. All right. Well, definitely. Thank you. Any additional questions? Like I said, send them to Monica. I'll be sure to answer them for you. And any way we can help you out, that's what we're here for. So thank you all for joining us. Have a good night. Bye-bye.